It's the session. I'm your girl, Michelle Nicole Charles, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host today, Kelsey.
What's happening?
How you feeling, Kelsey?
I'm alive. It's a good day.
Yes, and we have a very special guest in the building. Her name is Miryam. She does all the tattoos for all the stars. She's such a creative artist. She paints as well. She's just dope all around. How you doing, Miryam?
Hi, I'm doing really well. I'm really happy to be here with you guys.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Y'all should see her outfit. She looks so dope right now.
Okay,
She's got
super fly.
And the blue hair.
And the braids. Get it, girl.
She braid whipping right now. Y'all just can't see it.
So tell me, how was your Halloween weekend? How was all that?
Oh, it was so much fun. I dressed up as Avatar and just like it was me and just did my thing and had so much fun.
I love it. I love it. So you're originally from Sweden, correct?
Yes.
So tell me, how was your childhood growing up there?
Wow, my childhood was kind of an isolated childhood a little bit. I was born in Stockholm, but I grew up on the Swedish countryside with my single mom, where we basically had this like big garden, like cats, animals, lived like, by the fields and the lakes and the forests. And it was a very beautiful childhood, even though like a lot of friends didn't pull up to me because they couldn't really find my house because it was like out in nowhere. Yeah.
What made your mom want to move out so far away? That's
I
just
think
what she wanted, the vibes?
She's a very, like down to earth woman, like very, like she meditates every morning and, like to grow her own like remedies and stuff. Like she's very like that type of strong woman who just want to, like be in peace and just like create a good childhood for her daughter, I guess. I had a really good childhood, but like I said, it was kind of isolated and a little bit boring. So I was like, how can I get out of this?
Do you think that's like where it helped you become extra creative? Like you had a lot of alone time, so were you in your mind a lot because of that?
I think so. Like I feel like I got to really, like entertain myself out there, and I did it in an artistic way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your mother was an artist as well, right? Or is an artist as well, correct?
Yeah, she's very artistic. She never really like like took it as for a living,
As a career, yeah.
But she always been like a big inspiration. Even like the kids books that we used to read, I like her selection of kids books were amazing. Like stuff like that, small little things that I think is important in your childhood to be surrounded by in order for your mind to develop in a beautiful way,
So when did you fall in love with art? Just from the first time you can remember, like, oh my goodness, I love doing this.
To me, art has always been like a way for me to, like entertain myself. Like when I was a kid and my mom had to go do something, like she put like pens and stuff in my hand so I can just sit and draw and just entertain myself. And my mom actually showed me this little portrait that I drew when we were moving out on one of the boxes of a face where I like, when I was 2 years old, I drew it like on there just randomly. And you can see like the eyes, the nose, the teeth, the necklace, the ears, every detail that a face has was in there. So she kept it. I still have it framed in my little bedroom.
That's amazing.
So I always been like, having fun with it since scratch,
So you was basically born with this talent. Like this was like in you.
And your mom helped like cultivate it almost. Like,
yes.
That's great. And so what was the turning point when you said, she didn't really quite take you seriously as like doing it for a career? What was the turning point like when she's like, all right, yeah, you got it?
As a career, I feel like when I went to school, that's when I actually decided that I wanted to study like graphic design and like photography and media and stuff like that. My mom wanted me to go to art school like earlier, but I said no. I want to go where all my cool friends are going, do something like So I did not go to art school, and when I studied media and graphic design and all that, I realized that I do not want to sit in front of a computer for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, how can I, still do my art and still make it, and I started tattooing.
Dang. How old were you when you first picked up the tattoo gun?
I was 17 years old, and I bought one of those little like online kits, and just like started tattooing like my little like emo friends in Gothenburg and stuff like that.
You start out with like little ones, or did you start with like real elaborate like tattoos?
Nah,
You're like, I know what I got it.
I was trying to like do little cool little things, you know, like trying to master it, trying to figure it out. So I had more fun doing that than like going to school.
Did you finish school?
Yes, I finished school, but I can't tell you about my grades.
Hey girl, you got out of there.
That doesn't matter. Exactly. It
got
doesn't
out
even
of
matter.
And my thing is, college isn't for everyone. So the fact that you finished, like, girl, round of applause for that. She said, my grades.
Absolutely.
Girl, I'm with you on the grades.
Absolutely. So back to you being in Sweden. So, you know, you started tattooing on your friends. And then I also read in an article that you wanted to do an apprenticeship at different tattoo shops. So you actually went into one and got your chest tattooed. Mm-hmm. And you didn't even end up getting the job there.
Exactly.
What lesson did you learn from that experience? Well, she got a whole full chest piece to join the clan.
Yeah, I did. I got the whole chest piece, and I felt really cool and empowered still by myself for just going and get that. I moved on. Like, I used to go to a lot of music festival. Like, music is a big part of my life in general. And I got an opportunity to become an apprentice. So I took that one instead, and it led up to other things. So in the end of the day, like, I think it was just meant to be. I wasn't meant to be in that little town. Like,
absolutely. No, that's how it is. Absolutely. You got to go with the flow, and everything happens for a reason, you know? How was your transition from moving from where you were originally from, Sweden, to the States? Was it a culture shock for you? Like,
oh, wow.
Tell me about that experience.
Well, like I said, like, I didn't pay too much attention in school. So my English was not good at all. Like, it was really bad, actually. I came out here, and I was like, okay, now I got to learn English and how to communicate and also, you know, build a life, just like what is, like, learn all the measurements, the
Oh, yeah, we do it
Fahrenheit.
all backwards. We do it all backwards.
Yeah.
The currency, like, you know, like how much is, what is value here, like, you know, like, I feel like every, like, you know, people value things differently, and like what, like how's the society structured here, you know, like, but that was also something I really wanted to learn about, you know, like I wanted to see like how do they do it over there in America, you know. So it's been like a really cool experience to come here and, you know, become a businesswoman and build my own, you know, foundation and everything, and learn as I go what it takes and how it works.
So how has it been, like, building your business for you? Has it been smooth sailing? You got a little bumps in the road? Like, how's it been?
A lot of time I'm thinking the universe. Like, I feel like what's been meant to me has been coming to me, like, exactly when I needed it, you know? And, like, also my team. Like, I have this team of, like, badass girls.
Hey!
Yeah.
And together, like, we all have something that we, like, with our hearts can bring to the table. So whenever there's been something where somebody around, like, felt like, okay, now we need to do this, they just been there, and we've been doing it and learning together and just showing each other, like, wow, we can really take this to some other levels, like, if we're focused, you know. And I'm so proud of everyone on my team. They're all very, very focused, beautiful, strong women, and I'm so blessed to be around them, like, every day. It's insane. Yeah.
That's awesome. How did you assemble your team? Who's a part of your team? Is it family members, friends?
It's my girls.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's they're all, like, I have members from LA, Atlanta, like, all over that just came to me for the right reasons. Like, yeah.
I love
We're
it.
all young.
I love it that you guys are growing together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys came
Exactly.
together to build something great, you know, and everybody sees the vision and they all believe in you. So that's dope.
And everyone also adds to the vision in the most beautiful, organic
And
way.
that's the most important thing. You know, we're not great at everything. We all have weaknesses. So I'm pretty sure that they supplement your weaknesses. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, what opportunities that you saw in LA that made you want to move over here? Like, why LA? Not New York or anywhere else. Why LA?
I think Sweden, like a lot of other places, like in Sweden, people see LA as, like you made it. If you live in LA, like you made it. Like
Okay.
you can make it in Sweden, but if you can take it to LA, like that's
Hollywood.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So my friend, actually, my best friend from Gothenburg, I started tattooing out of her little girl room. She actually ended up moving out here to study, and I felt like I want to be out there too, like I just felt this super, super strong feeling that she's out there and not me. Like, why am I not out there? Like, I don't know why. Yeah, and then actually I tattooed Skrillex in Sweden, and he invited me over to his birthday party in LA, and I came over here and met a lot of amazing people. So I was like, wow, like, this is where I need to be. Like, this is where things are going on compared to, like, my little cabin.
Right.
So, yeah, I just packed my bag and moved out here.
I love it. Was Skrillex the first celebrity that you tatted?
Yes.
Yes. What celebrity have you tatted and you've been like, oh, shit, like, you can't believe you did it?
I mean, like, I feel like, like in the end of the day, they're all amazing clients. Mm-hmm. Like, I have so many dope clients. Sometimes it's hard to separate who's a celebrity, who's not a celebrity, because they all are so talented and amazing in different ways. Like, I tattoo a lot of people in the industry, different types of industries. Like, I have like badass like female lawyers pulling up, wanted to like, get tattoos and stuff, because like nowadays it's more, I feel like, accepted, within higher jobs and stuff to have tattoos, and these people want good quality tattoos, so they come to me, and for me it's like it's just amazing that I get to collaborate with all these people, because every piece is a collaboration, right? So in order to just sit down with you and collaborate, and like, to me, it just blows my mind every day. Like, together, it's not about like who you are. It's about like, what can we do? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, that's what amazes me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the latest piece that you've done, and what's the story behind it?
I actually had a really interesting client the other day. He came in. He used to be a woman, and he was going through the transformation of becoming a man, and he had scars under his
breast.
That was really thick. So we covered it with like this big tiger chest thing piece. He already had a text that "Go get him, tiger." So we like added on like a tiger that looks like he's about to just go get it. Like, I don't care. Like, I can do anything, no matter. Like, I'm myself. Like, I'm on a journey. I'm about to, And to me, that was just so amazing to be a part of that transition and to empower him.
It's really, I love your work and that you're so dedicated and the passion to it, because it's not common. Like in Texas, there's like people that don't take their tattoo profession seriously, and to see you look at it as a collab and not just like she said, oh, it's another cool artist, and your perspective on things, it's so real, and you can tell that you come from a grounded family. So I'm just sitting back here, I'm in awe. I'm like, yes bitch. Like, she's grounded, and I think a lot of that does come from parents and being out in the country, like separated from the community, and then when you come out here, like your leap of faith, I'm in awe by your story. So I'm just sitting here, I'm like taking it in. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because also one thing that I learned about coming to LA, it's about the whole thing with, like it's very easy to get distracted.
Oh, yes.
And I think that's what you learn by being isolated, how to just focus on your vision without getting distracted by other things going on. Yeah. For sure.
That's great. That's awesome. Wow. So another thing that I wanted to bring up is, do you ever, and you can not answer this if you don't want to, but I know you passionately love drawing and creating and being artistic. Does it ever interfere with like work, like business? I don't know if that makes any sense, the question, the way I'm wording it, but like let me see how I can word it differently. Like, does it feel like work to you sometimes? Like, do you feel like, unmotivated sometimes to get up and work? And
To me, it's more like you gotta get that bread, make some art,
Okay.
like move forward, like evolve. Like I have dreams to catch, like.
yeah, I get it.
Have you ever had like a down moment in your career, like ever moving here? Were you ever like discouraged at any point, or like what got you through like your lower, like, damn, can I do this? Or did you even have that thought?
To me, I feel like the biggest challenge is to, just like, it's really hard. Like,
It's okay. It's okay.
yeah, I feel like the hardest part is to just like, I don't think, I feel like just tattooing and being in that ergonomic, like weird positions, like I feel like that can be like a lot on you, like physically. And I feel like that's the only thing that I feel like is kind of can hold me back sometimes a little bit, like that's why it's so important to, like work out, like stay strong, both mentally, physically strong in order to go through the intensity of, like touring and like having all these long sessions and do other things on top of that.
The actual stress that inside. Dang. So do you meditate? Do you have a way to, like, you said your mom did?
Yes,
so.
actually, like every morning I sit down in the shower and I just go through my whole life, like in my brain, and just like scan through it, and then I come out with, like a good focus, like on my day, like. And if I don't take that shower and sit down and meditate, the day can go all crazy.
Girl, but the second you do, you get out, and it's like you got the phone calls, you got the appointments,
Yes.
everything you were asking for, and those moments with yourself is like you said, you're always thanking the universe, and I just feel like sometimes it's for people, and obviously it's for you. You came here and you made it happen. So, girl, yes, meditate, bring it, because sometimes our mind needs that space to just think things through and like focus your energy on what you want to come. And whenever you have that quiet time and you have those direct rays of like, this is what I need, this is what I want. However it's gonna like happen, things are gonna fall into place as soon as you get out that shower.
Because my mental state, like what's going on in my head is gonna be forever out in the world, like.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I have times that I can't create and I like get uninspired and I'm like, okay, Michelle, get back to it. How can I inspire myself? So mental breaks are a bonus. They're they really help because that's when I get everything together and I get my thoughts together. And my way of getting it together is cleaning. I know that's weird, but that's my thing. Like, I clean my house and I have music on and I get it together and it helps. Everybody has their thing. So that's dope to find out what your thing is, getting up every morning and clearing your mind in the shower and meditating. So that's pretty dope. What's another thing to get you going and get you inspired? What kind of music you listen to, or what is it that gets your juices flowing?
Yes, I have this, like, it's so funny because when you ask me what music I listen to, I have this one Spotify playlist called Juice where I just been adding on tracks, adding on and adding on and adding on. And I think now the playlist is up in like over 300 songs and like over like 25 hours of music or something like that.
Spotify, y'all better certify her playlist.
Yes, so definitely go in and listen to that. My Spotify username is WitchDoctorDT.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can go in and listen to the Juice playlist if you want to see.
The Juice.
Is it going to make us dance? Are we going to turn up?
My clients be loving it too. They be like saving songs from it and stuff. It's funny.
Okay, sweet. Do you have a way that you find like new music, or are you like Spotify?
Like whenever there's a song that I like or whatever that I find, I just put it in the Juice playlist.
Do you still listen
Even my
to
assistant,
Swedish?
she'd be adding on. Sorry?
I said, do you still listen to Swedish music? Sorry.
There's some good Swedish artists. Like I love Robin, for example.
Okay.
And Max Martin. We have a lot of cool people coming out of Sweden. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little proud.
Hey,
Put us
better
on
be
game.
Swedish
proud.
music export.
You better be proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of DJs and all types of stuff. Like, yeah. So, but like when I'm out here, like you just more caught up in what's going on here. Like when I go to Sweden, I love myself some Swedish music for sure.
Sweet. Do you have Swedish friends out here? Like,
Yeah, my best friend who I told you who moved
so
here.
she's still here.
Yeah, she's still here. I love her. Like she's so crazy.
Sweet. Sounds like you have a really good support system.
Yes, I'm so blessed with that. Without that, I don't know what I would do. Like
Definitely keeps you going.
together we strong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so important to have, people in your corner who support what you do. Like it helps a lot and it definitely advances your career. If you have a solid team and you have a solid network supporting you, there's nothing that can stop you. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
And the fact that everyone is in it for their own, like reasons. It's not that I'm telling them to do anything. They're here because they see that I can do this here. So that's even cooler, I think, that organic.
Absolutely. The whole organic situation is always best, 100%. 100%. So back to your pieces. How long does it take for you to create? Like, do you just like freestyle or you really sit down and you put things together when you're doing art for a tattoo that you're about to do?
So every time I do a piece with a client, we collaborate.
Okay.
And that can mean anything, really. Like, it could be us sitting down and talking, coming up with something. I draw it, we make a stencil, we put it on. Or I could just, like, freehand it right on you. Or I can use both freehand stencil or, like, it all depends on, like, what we're trying to do, what the client is down with, like, But it always leads back to my style. Like, I developed a style where I feel like I can do almost anything, but you can still see it's my style,
So what makes you stand out? What's your style?
Color.
Okay.
Yes, colors are my superpower. I love color, and I feel like that's when I have fun, like that's when I can like bring the magical like vibes out of things, when I get to use colors and express myself through color.
So let's say I'm new and I want to become a tattoo artist. What advice would you give me? What should I learn? What will be my first step?
I feel like first, you should have like a purpose with it, because that's always, you're gonna need that in the end no matter what. And then, look at artists and things that inspires you to like kind of find your own little style, like what do you want to do? Like, do you like black and gray or sacred geometry or color? Or like, do you want to invent your completely own style, or do you like new traditional or tribal? Because there's so many different cultures within tattooing and techniques. And then try and find like an apprenticeship where you think you can reach those goals.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you. And do you have any tips or advice, like something that would keep someone going who's probably already pursuing their career in this industry?
Yeah, like I said, always mark people with a purpose, like just keep that, because that's going to be your guideline,
And they have a piece of you forever.
Yes.
So you definitely want to make sure that you are doing it with a purpose and some passion and some love to it,
Exactly.
And I read an article that you transfer your energy over to your clients when you are doing your work.
Yes.
How dope is that?
That's why it's so important to stay sane and happy.
Yo, that's for real.
Man, she's sharing her energy and she's putting like really what's in her mind on, like you said. So yeah, I see that being pretty big. So I'm sure they appreciate it.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun together.
That's awesome. So what's next for you?
What's next to me? Wow. Definitely planning on an Asia tour.
Ooh.
Yes, next year. And then I still want to do, like more collaborations, like dope collaborations, big collaboration, artistic collaborations. Like I don't really like to put myself in a box, you know what I'm saying? So like stay tuned and you're going to see a lot of more art coming out of me in different fun ways.
Would you put your art like on clothing? Would you be open to that?
As long as it makes sense to
Okay.
everything I'm doing, I'm more than open to do really cool collaborations, yes.
That's awesome. So when you go on tour, tell me about that experience. Like, how is it? Like, where do you go? How many countries have you been to? The whole nine. Like, what's the experience?
So the last tour we did was a Europe tour, and that was so much fun. We went to New York and just like flew straight over to Sweden. Started off in my hometown, or like
Smart.
Stockholm, where I was born, and then I met up with the girl who, she wasn't my apprentice or like my mentor, but she was my mentor like without being my mentor type thing. You know
Got
what
it.
I'm saying? Because like in my studio, like a lot of the all the artists were doing black and gray, like very masculine, like that type of vibes. But I always knew that I wanted to do color, and I like got more like drawn to the more like feminine contrast to it, to the artistry too. So Friduva Aniela, she's one of my best friend too. She came with me to LA also the first time I came to LA. We met up with her. I tattooed a little bit in her studio. And then we jumped over to Poland. Also one of my of the cousins to my mentor, who is like Victor Portugal, who is amazing when it comes to black and gray. Worked a little bit in his studio.
Wow, so you got to work in his studio because, you while you were going to school in a bus, you used to read magazines of tattoos, and his work stood out to you, and that's what inspired you to, do your work, correct? Mm-hmm. So that's dope that you actually got to work with him.
Yeah, so it's so funny how I saw him in magazines before I got my apprenticeship, and before I knew that he was the cousin to my teacher, and then I went to Poland and worked in his studio.
Wow, the
That
universe.
was amazing. The
That's dope.
When
That's
it's for
dope.
you, they can't stop it.
Straight up. Straight up.
So yeah, we did like 10 different cities, like Poland, Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, I was working in this really cool studio by this girl, run by this girl who actually came all the way to LA from Amsterdam to get this little Wells Alice in Wonderland rabbit tattooed on her neck.
Okay.
And she had just started tattooing, and she was like only like 20 years old or something. She was like, oh, so excited to be in my studio, and I did that piece. And then when we were coming to Amsterdam, she had already opened her own studio and everything. So we went over there, and I tattooed in her super cute little studio, like pink walls. She had this like big painting of herself on the wall, and like so cool to just see that those people that come to you like from scratch, how they like
Evolve, how they grow.
and now I can come like visit her studio. So that was so amazing to see. Best hospitality. Then we went over to Berlin, where I was tattooing at Brian Povak's studio. He's one of my favorite artists with a new traditional tattoo style. Also amazing hospitality. We went over to Barcelona, Zurich, Switzerland, France, Bordeaux. Like did murals in both France, Bordeaux, Berlin, London. Yeah, it's so much fun.
That's amazing. And now you're going to take over Asia.
Yes.
That's dope. That's so dope. So you just like hit up your connects and be like, hey, I'm going to come in town. You take over their studio for the day, and then that's just how you get it done.
I got my manager.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's right. You have your team. That's right. That's right. Shout out to the team for making it happen.
I have my people call your people.
Right.
Girl, yes.
That's awesome.
The tours. Okay, so it's a little different from like music tours. So what all do you like take with you on the tours? Is there anything there that should already be there when you get there? And what is like your set of stuff like outside of clothes? Like what is your tools that you bring?
Oh wow, this tour we had a lot of bags.
She got a writer and everything.
We had a rider and everything. Yeah, we were gone for like 2.5 months. So definitely bring a lot of clothes that you can like match and combine and create a lot of different outfits with without having to bring so much, And like definitely all the tattoo supplies. Like I always bring supplies so that if I would have to, randomly go on a boat and tattoo somebody, I can.
Wow, you're prepared. You're prepared.
Exactly. But and then I have my assistant. She's amazing. She just makes sure like everything is straight, everything's packed. She sets up my station, breaks down my station. Like everything. So it definitely gets way smoother when you're organized as a team to travel. And you get to spend some time actually. Like see a little bit around too, because since you're in the local shop with the local artists, the local clients, like they know what's best.
Yeah.
So they want to show you the best stuff. So like making sure that you have like a day off or two, like in each place, and just like get
Get to
inspired is also good for the inspiration.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, we love it.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much. You guys are adorable.
Oh, no,
Thank
that's
you.
you.
Okay?
That's you, girl. She's like,
She know it, so she's like, yes, I know. Thank you, honey.
No.
So how can people follow you on social media?
Please follow Miryam Lumpini on Instagram. Yeah, that's where I be posting.
Okay, dope. All right. Well, thank you so much, Miriam, for stopping by, and hopefully one day you'll get to bless me with some of your artwork.
I would love to.
I just got to be ready because I know you do big pieces. I know it's not
We can do something small.
You
don't,
sure?
Don't get it twisted.
Okay, because I got like baby tattoos here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I want something dope. So when I'm ready and I can think of something really dope.
I'm your girl.
You know I'm going to hit you up.
I'm going to watch because I don't have tattoos.
Yes.
Just watch. Moral support.
All or nothing.
Yeah, really. Well, thank you for being here today with us, Miryam.
Thank you so much.
All right, it's a Rapperoni.